take a few minutes to share a story of my reality. I've known about the things in the world, what it's really all about for a long time, but I'd say 10 years ago now, I became to just get really focused and determined that I wasn't going to just go through life asleep anymore, sharing friendships and goofing off and clubbing and having a good time and all that entailed. Time for that's up, because I've just always, like I say, since 1994, I knew what was going on, and I finally came to the realization that I needed to grow up in a sense and take things into my own hands. And so, somewhat of a spiritual journey, I guess, so to speak. But I'm just going to try to get to the point. I don't want to make this a long video because enough people don't watch anyway, and the longer you go on and rant and ramble, the less people watch you. So I'm sorry, I thought I had one of those selfie stick things somewhere, but I couldn't find it. But just wanting to show, that right there, that's part of what I'm trying to do, although it's on a very small scale. Okay, so I worked for a company, and I made a video about this years ago. They wanted me to do something totally illegal that they ended up getting the main contractor who was demanding it done ended up getting sued over. When I wouldn't do what they wanted me to do, swap out labels and falsely name things that weren't what they were, I quit. No, I'm sorry, I didn't even have the chance to quit. They fired me, and I went and I got on unemployment for one check, and they tried to fight it and they lost because it was wrong and it was illegal what they wanted me to do. So during that phase, my grandfather was really ill too, and so I decided to move down here from Kentucky to Tennessee, and I went to work for WonderWorks. And this is something I've wanted to talk about for a long time, and I haven't. I've been gone from there for almost 4 years now, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it out loud because this is it. We're coming to the end, and I just want you to understand what it's like to live in truth and be tormented, pretty much. WonderWorks is a well, you can look it up. You can look into it and find out what it is. It's an interior amusement park for children here in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. And just put it this way, the level of Luciferian and through subliminal messaging that I began to see working at that place and finding out who the owner was, I came to a point one day where I couldn't take it anymore. So once again, when you know the truth, then you're tormented and they want to make you suffer. WonderWorks is owned by John Morgan. I don't care if he sees this video and finds out what I'm saying. The truth's the truth. I've got pictures to prove that they're subliminally messaging to children phallic symbols, sexual symbols, and it's all part of the big huge picture of the ruin of our society that they want. John Morgan held a $25,000 plate fundraiser for Barack Obama when he was running for president. So that's who owns WonderWorks. So when you take your children to WonderWorks in any town that they're in, I think they're in about 7 now, you're subjecting your children to subliminal messaging of deviant sex and phallic symbols and all that goes along with it, and you're supporting a Luciferian globalist. So just know that about Wonderworks. I left. Couldn't take it anymore. I tried to go out on my own because I have done, electrical work for a long time. I was doing electrical work before the crash of 2009. I guess you should say that was a good dose of wake me up, because, I was doing absolutely fine. And then all of a sudden my company went from 30 electricians to 2, offered me an inside position. That very company is the one who decided that they wanted the labels changed on the heating and air equipment, and they wanted to break the law, and they ended up getting sued. Now, I had left them because I wouldn't do that, and then I took the job driving a truck for the other company, and then they forced me to do it. So it's a long story, and I don't have to get into it all, but the thing about it is, the crux of it is if you're awake and you try to live every day of your life knowing what's really going on, it becomes a really hard struggle. And so now here I am at almost 50 years old, wanting so badly to get out of this system. Ever since this pandemic started, I've said numerous times, I hope to, by this time next year, be living out in the hills somewhere, living on berries and squirrels and tree bark. I mean, that's really how I feel. I got to get out. I got to get out of it. I can't stand it any longer. But yet here I am, working for one of the biggest corporations in the United States, and now trying to force us to wear masks to do our jobs. And so I see that my time is short now here at the Home Depot. I'd always said I don't want to work for these big gigantic corporations, but I ended up at Home Depot. Basically, some health problems, and I'll just say it, a lot of really bad anxiety led me to not wanting to travel away from my home, and led me to accepting a job that was very convenient, because I'm right here in my front yard right now, and at the top of that hill right there is Home Depot. So very convenient just to get up, and if you only need 20 minutes to get ready to go to work, you can be there. But I can't sell out. I can't sell out to the New World Order. I can't do it. So time is short, and I gotta make decisions. I put in my application with Randy Jones at Incredible Tiny Homes on Wednesday. I'm just hoping and praying that they'll look at my application and just realize I'm a hard-working person, and that I just care only about the truth. And I hope they'll give me a chance. I hope they'll just give me an interview at least. I was over there, and nobody was wearing masks over there. They're just hard-working people, and I've done pretty much any of that needs to be done. I really don't care if I just need to dig ditches. I don't care. I just want a job where I don't have to sell out, lie, and become a part of the system. Y'all take care.